Let's see here. All right, got a couple of you on. Nice. We're about to get going soon. Let me know and make sure. Let me know if you guys could hear me all right. Y'all send me a comment. Let me know. Make sure. We had a couple of technical difficulties earlier, so I want to make sure everything's working good. Y'all can hear me because there's some real important information that y'all should know before. It's funny, the political scene nowadays. So yeah, let me know. Somebody send me a comment. You can hear feedback good, everything all right. That way you don't miss out on the good stuff. Okay, there you go. Well, I just heard myself talk. So yeah, apparently it's working. Thank you very much. There you go. There, the thumbs up. All right. Great, great. Well, Saturday night, guys. How are y'all doing? Thank you, Ruben, Marta, Nine, SRK. Appreciate it. All right, we got a good little group going now. Now, I know you guys have been hearing. Everybody's been hearing, right? What's going on with the politics? Is it are they running for elections again? That's the usual question that I get. Like, hey Isaac, is are the elections coming around again? And like, we just finished voting, so there's more elections coming, and you can see that it feels like it with all the how do I say well, I mean, there's no other word to describe what it is other than attacks. They're attacks, and you know, when you get into the political realm or what have you, if you want to run for office, and it's all well and good, right? No one really tells you the how it could go wrong, right? The good side is that, of course, you win an election, you have the opportunity to talk or have some sort of influence on how whatever sector or school district or what have you. So there's a lot of it's a good thing to want to do. A lot of people feel I want to make a difference in my community, and I don't like the way it's being run. Most of the times, the way it works is that somebody will come out, and for one reason or another, they're not given the attention they wanted, or nobody gave them the service they needed, and they felt, hey, somebody's not running this thing right. Let me stand up because we need to make a change. And it wasn't too long ago. I'm gonna go ahead and say sorry, guys. I got the little sniffles here, as probably most of you do as well. We just got back in school, and that nasty man-made virus coming around, and it keeps a lot of mucus on you for a long time. Anyways, so the political season, although elections are still a good while out, it's in full swing, and it's it. I can't say it's disappointing, because it's not disappointing in any way. It's expected, you know. But how far is too far? You know, one thing is having a political agenda, you know, having a beef, so to speak, for a lack of a better term at this moment, beef with whatever family or what have you. And let's be honest, we most of us here that are on here watching, or those of you that follow politics at all, know that we have certain groups, and right now there's two dominant groups, and those two groups, just because an election was won doesn't mean that the fight is over, obviously. It really kind of was just a battle that was being fought out, and what topic am I covering tonight? Well, let's take it there already then, since we're anxious to hear. There's a lot of people have been seeing everything coming out about the petition coming up, right? You have familiar faces, familiar people, maybe some of your friends, telling you about the petition to stop the loan, or not the loan, the certificate of obligations, which is funding. It's a funding mechanism that can be used by a city, a county. The city has been. I used to work for the city. Many of you know, many moons ago, and it was very successful in using certificate of obligations to fund many of the projects that we were able to get in conjunction with grant funded projects. So, you know, I totally understand. We just had an election for COs. We just had the whole thing of going for petition, and I understand that. I don't know if anybody has questions about that petition. I could answer that as well. The reason why I wanted to make a podcast and bring everybody's attention to the situation of what is happening and what is going on. Correct. Correct. The petition, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate you giving us a little bit of direction. It's a petition that is calling for an election. Correct. Guys, this petition will call for an election for the funding of certificate of obligations that Maverick County is requesting. Well, I say we are because we're in this together regardless, as a county, residents, whether we're elected officials, residents, we're in this together, right? We're on the hook. But a lot of the things that are happening are a big sleight of hand, a big show. They are not telling you what the truth is. Well, I mean, if you want to talk about Biden and Kamala, I mean, good luck seeing them here. They won't be coming here. Thank you, though, for that comment. We won't get distracted, though. We'll keep it forward. This bond election, guys, they're asking for a petition. You've seen them. You've seen them. A lot of you. We have gotten reports. We had a caller come in, one of many, out of Dollar Tree. She says that her friend is coming in. They were saying that Ramsey wanted to put the sword connections because talk of another bridge that would be privately owned, making the city lose out on money, saying that would benefit from that. I guess like pocket wise. Never it's cheap labor to add to the system. Well, look, and there, that's the thing. What Maverick County is notoriously known for is being misinformed. Um, you know, other than other things that other people have done, right? But right now, what is happening? They, and I say they, and I mean like a group. Like, we had a call from this lady, and she told us that she was shopping at the Dollar Tree, minding her own business. There was a lady that recognized her and she had a folder. This was an older lady, in her 60s, 70s maybe. She was carrying a folder, and the first thing is that she says that since she recognized her, she approached her right away. As soon as she recognized her, she went straight to her. How are you doing? Hey, the first thing out of her mouth was that they were going to raise taxes and that they needed the signatures to stop the county from raising taxes. So, so are they bidding on these contracts? Um, so, like I mentioned, you got the petition being called. All stops are being pulled, guys. They have people going into the Dollar Generals. We got a call from a person that got approached in HEB as well, and another Dollar General off of El Indio. So these people are approaching residents that they recognize. So you're being approached by your friend. Your friend is telling you that the taxes are going to go up unless you sign this petition. Let me tell you what the petition is for, why they're trying to get you to sign this petition. Lynn mentioned earlier, the petition is to call for an election. The election will decide if we're going to use the 7.2 million dollars in certificate of obligations as sort of a match for a grant that the Texas Water Development Board will be giving to Maverick County. Now, that grant comes at the sum of 16.9 million, okay? 16.9 million dollars. So you have that 7.2 million that the county is going out for certificate of obligations. And then we're going to get an influx to pad it in. Texas Water Development Board is doubling the investment. Okay, guys? We're investing as a county through our taxes. It's not going to raise taxes. County actually, for this upcoming fiscal year, Maverick County and the city both decreased your tax rate. Your tax rate will go up. Uh, I apologize. I said that wrong. Your tax rate's going down. If you live in the city, you live in the county, they passed their budgets with a reduction in their tax rate to their citizens. What always goes up and what is going to continue to go up is what your house is valued at, the appraised value of your home. So if you think about the mathematics, you can technically still pay more taxes than you did last year, even though both the city and the county reduced their tax rate. Why? Because the taxes don't go up. It's the property values. And through that, guys, it's like with anything else. Property values with time, it excuse me, through with time it acquires value. The property that a lot of the people that are watching that your parents owned, it's not worth the same thing that they bought it at, and then they passed it to you, and it's worth more now. Okay, so property value is one thing that is always going to be happening, right? Tax rates can go down, your property value goes up, you're still going to pay more taxes than you paid last year, regardless. You see, and that's the misinformation that they're giving everybody in this community right now. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because this grant is not something that they're going to wait for us. This is a grant that is given to communities that are underprivileged. All right? Underprivileged communities receive this type amount of funding to help them through the needs, to take off the burden from the taxpayers. That is what this funding mechanism is for. Yes, you're gonna through the tax that we receive, property taxes that Maverick County as a whole, us, we're all in it together again, guys, that you receive, of course, is made through those taxes. So through them, we know who them are, going out, and hitting, the most. I did not get any call from young people. Nobody my age, these calls that I was getting, they were from people that were older, elderly people. I would have put them in the elderly bracket, and they were concerned because they were approached with taxes and they were confused. They didn't know what was happening. And, that is part of what they want to do, is mix up any type of information that you receive. That way you don't understand, you're not sure, you rally behind some other cause and don't realize what it is that we're going to be missing out on. Now, I say if you've been approached, give it a second. Don't sign a petition just yet. Or you could still remove your name if you have signed this petition. Now, signing the petition so you can go to an election for a certificate of obligations, I'm not against that. It's, if the people want to vote for it, I mean, that's fine. The thing that the people need to understand, that by signing this petition and taking the certificate of obligations to an election, we're going to miss the deadline of the Texas Water Development Board grant, and we are going to miss out on $16.9 million of grant funds. Okay? $16.9 million. What do you think is right? What is that money going to be used for? It is going to be used for many people in the northern part of Quemado that have never had running water before, guys. Think they pay the same taxes that we pay in the county, not in the city, right? But anywhere in the county, it's the same tax rate depending on your property. They pay their share just as much as anybody closer to the city that has running water. They pay their share as well. Who doesn't deserve running water in 2023, guys? Who even thought, whenever I found out that somebody didn't have running water, I was like, what? We're in 2023. How can Maverick County be so behind? So you have this, kind of debatable issue, dilemma, where you have one side of the political struggle here in Eagle Pass, the side that just recently, remember this, just recently got removed and voted out of office. They're the ones bringing the situation up, not telling anybody the whole truth of the situation about the people that are not going to get their drainage. They're not going to get their, I'm sorry, not drainage. They're not going to get their water, first time water. They're not going to get their first time sewer. They're still using septic tanks in Quemado. Those people need water, sewer water connections. Again, people, they're out in Quemado, pay their share of taxes as well, just like anybody out here that lives in the county. So we come to this situation where you have certain people, I'll call them public figures because that is what they have thrust themselves into in petitioning or soliciting signatures or declaring either one way, making a video, what have you. Um, are they paying sort? Yeah. So what's going to happen with that is that they are going to it's going to be a first time connection. Thank you for asking that question. It's a first time connection. They don't have a connection out there. The northern part of Quemado, it will be getting first time water and sewer. Quemado will be getting first time sewer. They don't have, they're not connected to sewer lines out there. And that's what they're going to be bringing with this wonderful funding, from the Texas Water Development Board. There's a handful of counties that get this funding. Yeah, thank you for bringing that up. Well, see, that it will end up being a different type of experience. I'm not sure exactly where you live, but like I said, it there is two entities that handle water. There is one entity out there in precinct three, and that is the one I can imagine is probably closer that is going to handle more of that water. Waterworks probably will be handling some of that capacity. I lived in Quemado for over 2 years. We didn't, guys. Sorry, I'll go ahead and stop. Just I want to listen to this, read this out loud so y'all can hear. I lived in Quemado for over 2 years. We didn't have sewer. We had to take out our own trash and pay few dollars. Also, water is horrible. Also, little storms we got, our power always went out. Guys, and I remember growing up, and I have family in Quemado, and I remember being out there in their property and looking out, es un rancho acá, verdad, and stuff, and you go back and I pass by there every time I go to Del Rio or what have you, and you see it looks the same. I mean, you see more houses maybe, but it needs assistance in developing. And Maverick County is the entity in charge of giving support and funding to all areas, not just around the city, but also those in the outer parts of the county, Quemado, northern Quemado, Normandy. I believe also a few around, I think it was 10 connections in Thompson Road that were damaged many years ago in the flood. They haven't been able to receive water. So, guys, we've heard confessionals, not confessionals, I'll say testimonies from people that went to the county courthouse, and they said they have to be hauling water every couple of days if they want to shower. I've heard horror stories from people telling me how they can't believe that people are actually trying to take away this opportunity that they have to get running water. There's people out there having to fill big blue containers, having to fill large containers for their children just to shower. Now, guys, again, I'm all for us voting. It's our, right as Americans, as Texans. Now, the voting, again, if we go out and they get enough signatures for this petition, we will lose out on the funding because of the timeline of the election. So, unfortunately, if the petition does pass, or if the petition goes to election, we're going to miss out on 16.9 million. $16.9 million that we're going to miss out on funding that our community, Maverick County, has not seen in so many years. We get from time to time $1 million grant here, $1 million grant there. This is 16.9 million, guys, coming from the Water Development Board. I didn't even know they knew who Maverick County was. Now they're coming in and giving us, they're saying, hey, look, I have 16.9 million. I need you to put 7.2 down. Meet me somewhere. That's what it is, guys. Your tax rate got lowered. Again, the people that are telling you your taxes are going to go up, they are accurate in the fact that taxes go up every year. Every year taxes will go up. Even with a reduction in your tax rate, property values go up, your taxes are going to go up. That's just logic, okay? So don't fall for that trick. Now, there is that big issue. Again, I'll move on from that subject and move on to the next. But I'll end that one by saying, again, there's a lot of people that live out there, and they deserve to have essential and basic amenities that many of us take for granted living here closer. Those don't have to pay me. Yeah, okay. Now, I'm glad you asked that. Now, I'm sure if you want to address anything, you could. But back to the last point on that topic is that there is going to be a big loss in the $16.9 million that's going to be lost from the Texas Water Development Board. Not only will we lose this project for sure, they say that, I'm sorry, I got caught looking over here in the comments, as I do from time to time, because some of you guys say some good stuff. No, it's an unfortunate situation. Like I said, last thing I'm going to say on it, it's an unfortunate situation that Quemado, Normandy, and that area and other areas of Maverick County have gotten so far deteriorated because they just were not given the proper, structured growth plan as a little bit closer inside the city limits, because we take it for granted that the city always handles most of that, right? You see more city trucks most of the time, but by no means, I mean, it's important to recognize the situation and who we are as a county, and recognize the deadline to accept the grant. That I don't know. The deadline would lapse because we would have to accept the funding prior to the election date that will get pushed back. Well, it would get pushed back because we have to go onto an election date that's already set. So that would push the grant further past the deadline. The deadlines for most of these grants, guys, they're typically stringent because a lot of funding is needed across the state. And we are lucky as a county, Maverick County, to have received this grant. Again, $16.9 million. That does not come around just at any time. Again, it's unfortunate that some of these areas have gone such a long time without getting anything, without getting the improvements that they need. But it's either we do it now as a county or we do it in 10 years as a county. It's going to cost us triple the money then. And the way Eagle Pass and the outskirts of Eagle Pass is growing, in 10 years, this city is not going to look the same way it looks right now. So again, guys, I urge you, and all of our topics do tie in together, into the politics that plague our community, our Maverick County, City of Eagle Pass. Politics have plagued our community for so long, and you see that many people are confused who is the good guy and who is the bad guy. You see fingers being pointed, blame being tossed, and right now the state of shock as a community keeps us from trusting anybody. And I do not blame you guys, because we get that from what's going on at the national level, at the state level. At the national level, we got the things going down with Biden, with Hunter Biden. You come down to the state level, and then you have the stuff that's going on with Ken Paxton, with Dade Phelan, and that fiasco going on in the Texas House, with the Texas House and Senate. It's an entire shit show. It's a shit show at the national level. It's a shit show at the Texas level. Our great state. Politics, even here at the local level, I mean, it's a fucking shit show. And I'll tell you, because it's so much of a shit show that people will actually, extract political revenge on a group and not care that there is a whole entire group in Quemado, a whole, part of our county part of a county that was neglected for so many years. Guys, we're able to be designated as a under earning county, underdeserved county. So we're in a place where we're getting less. Excuse me. Give me 1 second. I think your throat was a little bit dry, guys. So you have the people. So the topic of tonight, I don't know if you guys read it. I'll segue into it, coming off of that talk about the petition, and I'll bring up when the word is heard, consult the source and beware the messenger. And that is what brings us to our main topic, guys. We're dealing with the situation where we are caught in a political war that does not stop and has not stopped. Now, that is not the issue that bothers me. The issue that bothers me, should bother you, is they, I won't say they, I'll say some people. There's always going to be some people in politics that do not tell you the whole truth, that do not tell you, you know, everything, that do not reveal everything and trust you to make the right decision. So they take it upon themselves to give you an explanation of how, or an excuse of how they want you to vote, or in this case, do an action such as sign the petition, right? Now, I bring up that title, or that name of the podcast for today because you guys as a community, we've grown from, you know, the COVID era to now in a state to where we're thriving, where, you know, we're possibly in the mix for a third bridge. There's not many communities that have that. You know, another border town that I could think of, Laredo, maybe. You know, and it's gonna get to where Eagle Passes and Maverick County is going to continue to grow. Within that, you have certain politicians that use tactics, or public figures that use tactics that aren't necessarily what I would agree with. So it's important, at least to me, whenever you know, try to convey a message, or, you know, show support for one way or another, or try to tell somebody, you know, hey, this is a good thing, this is a bad thing. I've always been a strong believer in, like, you know, give me all the information, give me everything, which you should be allowed to be, you know, review all the information and be trusted to make the right decision. So, okay. Thank you, Lynn, for that bit of information. So, it's easy to see who's out here and who wants to see good things done, who doesn't want to see good things done. But that's not here nor there. The important thing, and I'm glad Lynn said that. Lynn could be, you know, saying the truth. I don't know. I can't confirm his comment. Okay, but let's say for this conversation that he is saying the truth. You could appreciate somebody telling you the truth, and you, as the audience or as residents of this county, should be trusted to make your own decision rather than to have propaganda propped onto you that can steer you into a way, or even worse, into a state where you just don't trust anything. Okay, and that, guys, is an old tactic that has been used from the days, you know, going back to World War II, World War One, the Cold War. It's not a new tactic. It's not anything, you know, that you have not seen growing up. You know, whether it's from somebody from within your family, or a friend, or an acquaintance of yours, but it's important to have all the information and accurate information, which brings me to the next part, the beware the messenger. Guys, all you have to do is look at the messenger and the message that is be given to you. What was it that was recently said by certain individuals in this community that continue to shove propaganda down our throats for, that, let's call it what it is. So just recently we had a I'm trying to think of what to refer to him as, but I don't think he's won an election. So, but he's lost a couple of elections, and the thing is that whenever you come out and say something about somebody else, like why would you throw a stone to somebody's house when you have a house made of glass yourself? That's very important. And that's where the smoke screens come in, that they are feeding you guys, that they are trying to convince you, that they are trying to put you in a state of worry and distrust and anxiety that causes this mistrust, miscommunication from you and your local governments and what have you. And it's a thing where there's no necessity to do that. There's no reason to want to do that. Why would somebody want to have or give you the wrong information? How does that help you guys? How does that help himself, right? So there was two people that came out. There was an interview earlier today, this morning, where a commissioner came out and attempted to, criticize the county judge in reference to a disaster declaration. Now, I do appreciate the commissioner being mature about it and going on an interview and conducting an interview and stating, rather than resorting to making pictures, throwing little immature bouts out on Facebook. And it's funny because the same people that are doing this are the same people that are lying to your faces. They're having interviews, they're posting stuff on Facebook saying that, well, where was the county judge whenever they declared a disaster declaration, just a couple of days ago when we had a bunch of people come in from Venezuela or, wherever the hell they came from. There was heavy public criticism from public figure, from a public figure and a commissioner. And, the commissioner had the maturity to come out and do an interview. And he said that, he heavily criticized the county judge for not making a declaration. And then you have another, like I said, public figure posting pictures up and, like I guess meme type, and poking at the county judge, saying that he was somewhere else instead of being with the mayor out there in the declaring a disaster, or out there addressing the concern. And he says that, and both of them are saying the same thing to you. Both of them are saying the same thing to you. They're almost, their words are almost exact. They're just paraphrasing from each of their scripts. And Nancy Pelosi of Eagle Pass. Anyway, I think I know who you're talking about, and it would be nice if she could come on. I mean, I would love to argue the fact that how is this certificate of obligation, with the addition of 16.9 million in grant funding that the taxpayers do not have to pay back, have they mentioned that to everybody? I mean, but like I'm saying, guys, it's funny that they bring up the situation that where was he, why wasn't he here, and both the commissioner and this public figure are both saying the same, have the same script, saying the same thing, and they're both saying the wrong freaking thing. Can you get like what is it did they say, what was that old show? Come on, man. Come on, man. So you have a public figure and a commissioner saying that why the county judge has not issued a declaration of disaster. They're saying that the mayor did a hell of a job, applaud the mayor, which I support. The mayor did a good job, got that disaster in, let us know what was going on, so we appreciate you. Shout out to our great mayor of our fair city of Eagle Pass, Rolando Salinas. Thank you for doing what you're doing. Except, I'm sure he also agrees that many of these people that say they're out for your benefit, that are out there for you, that you elected in there, are saying that the county judge or the commissioner's court never declared a disaster, that the county judge is the highest authority in emergency management, and that he wasn't there to declare a disaster. And both those people that are reading from the same script are both wrong. And it's unfortunate that, I can probably see this public figure, doesn't do his homework, doesn't do his research. For whatever reason, I'm not here to criticize, but the commissioner, not knowing, that his court, para un comisionado no saber que en su corte se pasó la declaración, to not know, a commissioner to not know that a declaration was passed. Part of the commissioner's court that he's a part of, okay? So he's out saying that commissioner's court, the county judge, never declared a disaster. They're out here in these medias, social medias, and they're lying to you guys. I have the resolution fully signed. A completely signed resolution. Dated on the 16th of August. It's September 23rd. The city of Eagle Pass declared a disaster, what was it, yesterday? The day before yesterday, Thursday? It seems that Maverick County already declared a disaster back in August 16th of this year. And not only for 2023, but already 2024. Wait a minute. It's here. Now, I don't understand why you would have to lie. Why would you have to lie to those people who trust you? Who trust you and put you as a commissioner, put you as a vice president of some board that is probably not as important as you make it seem. But why would you lie? Why would you go and say that Commissioner's Court did not declare a disaster? You even singled out the county judge and said he is the highest emergency management official. And you are correct. He is absolutely designated the chief authority for Maverick County. Él sí es designado, el juez del condado está designado si hay una declaración. Él es el mero de emergencias y tiene la última palabra en cualquier decisión de negocios del condado. ¿Ok? Eso fue correcto, muy correcto. You were right. Everybody, yes, the county judge is the chief emergency management official by the Texas Local Government Code. So that part, I mean, they didn't lie about that part. What they lied to you is they said that the county did not declare a disaster. Check this out. The commissioner that actually had the interview signed the declaration back in August the 16th. I'll leave it to you to see which one it is, but all of them signed. There's one of them saying that there isn't a disaster declaration by the county judge. What does that read? Declaration of local state of disaster fiscal year 2023. And I assure you, there is a version of a resolution just like this, dated the same day, August the 16th, for fiscal year 2024. So let me see if I have this correctly, because it says up here, the Maverick County judge finds that the ongoing surge of individuals unlawfully crossing the Texas-Mexico border poses an ongoing and imminent threat of widespread severe damage, injury, and loss of life and property, including property damage, property crime, human trafficking, violent crime, threats to public health, the violation of sovereignty and the territorial integrity in Maverick County, and for local agencies affected by this disaster. Look, guys, it's right here. Signed by every single commissioner, but there is one commissioner that came out on an interview, and we'll post this video up shortly tonight so you guys can take a look at it. But there is one commissioner that straight out lied to everybody here in Maverick County and told you that Commissioner's Court did not declare a disaster, and that they did not, and that the county judge did not do anything about the disaster that was attended to by the mayor of the city of Eagle Pass, Rolando Salinas. That's what they said. That's what they said. Now, what can they do when they don't find anything else? They got to invent stuff. They got to make stuff up. Okay? They got to make stuff up like they're going to raise your taxes, sign this petition. Those types of lies that reek of desperation. Or in Spanish, andan tirando patadas de ahogado. Woo! Did I get that right? My Spanish has been pretty good today. So guys, look at that. Signed by all of them. One is telling you, guys, before the video gets deleted, be sure you go and check it out and find out which commissioner is saying that there isn't a declaration signed. That commissioner probably shouldn't be your commissioner if he's lying to you like that. And the public figure, I mean, it isn't the first time that we see this sort of act before. Going around, taking advantage of those that aren't well-knowledged or don't do their research or are just traumatized by what has transpired to them in life, whatever the cause may be, taking advantage of those people and telling them straight out lies. Just a lie. I mean, that's an elected official. There's, some of y'all, there's 30 of y'all watching, and one of y'all might have voted for that commissioner that says there was no disaster declared in Maverick County. August 16th. Man, some would think what a foresight that Maverick County judge must have to see that this was coming and did a declaration not for the remainder of this year, but into next year. That's not what they want to tell you. They're not here to tell you the truth. They're here to confuse you. And that's the only way they can win, is by confusing you. By confusing you. Guys, why do you think none of them are on here, saying anything? Because when you fight with the truth, you'll never lose. When you fight with the truth, you never lose. I may have spoken too soon. I see a well-known fake Facebook popping up profile, so little fakey. Might get a little interesting, y'all hold on. I was trying to end it here, but it might just get interesting. So guys, I mean, and this is not the only thing that you're being lied to about. And there's still something very interesting about a commissioner that they're not telling you the entire truth. Okay, look. Primates, not fake, you just mad. Would you like to hop on the live? We can go ahead and send you an invite. You can turn on your camera and we can see that you're not a fake account. And I think everybody can tell that I'm not mad. Let's see what he says. We being the people together, and ain't that what all this is about? To have an audience to engage. Nah. There you go. Fake account. Guys, what more proof do you need to know that there's fake accounts? I'm right here. Like, if it's somebody that knows more than me, that's fine. Like, I can take an L. School me, primates. Come and school me. Please. We can have a little debate here, and we'll even leave it Up to the people to see what they say. How about it? Just waiting. I'll give them 100 to come on live. Oh wow. Somebody's giving you 100. I wish they would have given me, right? Unfortunately, Justin, that fake account is probably somebody you would recognize. It's probably somebody you would recognize. So even though you're offering them $100 to come on live and debate or talk or discuss or what have you, they're not going to. Absolutely. I love the roadies had did some park out there. They're doing their own thing. I saw that they were bringing in some wrestlers someday, and I was that kind of raised my eyebrows. And you know we do have a scheduled visit to go out there. We don't know the date. It's scheduled, but we don't know the date, right? That's how it goes sometimes, but. We're just kind of waiting a little bit, guys. Sorry to delay or make it seem like I'm delaying a bit. I'm just waiting to see if this person would be willing to take those $100 and oh, did you? Um, You can, I mean, like I said, there's a video up. I'm not gonna mention any other media's names. That's not my point. That's not my fight. That's not my battle to get into. Um, but the video is out saying that there wasn't a disaster declared, and kind of dogging the county judge, and I would have been the first one to do that myself if I would have seen, and there was a disaster already declared. Now, there is another secret out there that the other side doesn't want to tell you again. And it was a secret that was covered up. It was covered up before the political hit was pulled to, give it a name, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. I would call it some bullshit, but el español siempre ha estado ahí, pero obviamente no es mi primer lenguaje, so prefiero usar inglés para expresarme más clearly. Awesome. For more views here. Well, no, I think everybody needs to know. Todos deben de saber la calidad de los políticos que tenemos ahorita. Ay, pendejo means you are my friend. Justin, has Primates gone back to you, Justin? Let me know if he's gone back to you on that $100 offer. I'll stay. We'll stay running live a little bit longer, just so we can see if we can get him on, man. Again, we can always call out those fake profiles because we're always ready to, have a discussion with whoever wants to come. I mean, it's put up or shut up, right? I mean, I've never said, no, I'm not going to put you in. Yeah, puro crickets. Thank you. ¿Ves? Esa es la cosa que está pasando ahorita en Igle Paz y en el condado de Maverick, que muchos no, no se están no se fijan en el motivo de muchos de estas personas que están tratando de recibir su firma para un petition. See, I'm telling you, English is a hell of a lot better than that Spanish. Pero la problema es en firmando the petition, en firmándola, no le van a quitar los taxes. Siempre los aumentan los taxes en cada año. Y la razón que le aumentan los taxes los ingresos, la razón que thanks Justin, I appreciate that, those stars, appreciate it. La razón, at least you're trying, that counts. Now that makes me feel like I'm a coconut out here. I'm not I'm not that bad, am I? Well, no. Let me just finish this out. Gotta stop looking at the comments. I tend to go a little bit longer with the interactiveness. That's how we started our roots back with the Rising Texan podcast, what, 2-3 years ago now. But we still always like the input. The input is how the best ideas and what discussion and government was meant for. It wasn't meant for hiding one part of or a portion of the news or a portion of the information and just telling you a lie. Muchos de esta gente tratan de decirnos mentiras cuando están hablando de los impuestos. Dicen ellos que con su firma puede parar los impuestos de subir. Eso es incorrecto. Es incorrecto porque las propiedades de cada dueño de propiedad, la propiedad crece en valor cada año. So es el appraisal district, el distrito que decide cada propiedad, le da el valor a cada propiedad y deciden si la propiedad subió. Si subió esa propiedad, aunque la ciudad, aunque el condado baje el rate del impuesto, como quiera va a tener que pagar más impuestos por la evaluación que tiene su propiedad, que cada año, casi cada año va a crecer. Y le están echando mentiras cuando les dicen a ustedes que le van a subir los impuestos si no firma. Si firma esa petición, lo que está haciendo es quitándole servicios de agua a unos residentes de Quemado, de norte de Quemado. Le están quitando la oportunidad de tener servicios de agua, algo que es básico de casi todo de nosotros. Pero en este año 2023 hay, hay personas que no tienen agua que corre, agua que corre, no tiene sewer que corre, no tienen las conexiones donde conectarse. Hay gente todavía en este año que está cargando botes de basura grandes de plástico, jarras de agua para poder bañar sus niños, para que puedan ir a la escuela. ¿Cómo se puede justificar echarle mentiras a los residentes y decirles, si no firmen, que le van a subir los impuestos? Los impuestos van a subir. Eso pasa cuando el evaluación de su propiedad sube, que es casi cada año que se hace. No tiene nada que ver con el rate de impuestos del condado o de la ciudad. En realidad, lo que no le están explicando totalmente es que los impuestos se basica en it bases off el dueño de la propiedad, el valor de la propiedad. Okay? I did my best and my tongue's already numb, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. But guys, again, sticking with the message and our title that we wanted to bring this podcast and bring into light what is going on, and we're going to be posting the videos we're talking about. We're going to be posting an article about it and letting you guys know. We just wanted to take a little bit of time before you guys watch some UFC fights, before you guys watch some boxing, to let you know what we're seeing, what we heard, what people are reporting to us. So we're trying to communicate that message and let you guys know the situation that's happening behind the scenes. They, it's just, it's sad. It's sad when, one of these people that's signing the petition is signing the petition and they don't tell her, or she doesn't realize that her mother lives in Quemado and her mother is going to lose out on these basic services. Yet that other side has her so I got to do what I got to do that she can't even think I'm taking services away from my mother. Do you see what lying to people and the trauma of the past has caused us as a community today? Guys, again, I'm not telling you to vote for a petition, don't sign a petition, don't do this, don't do that. I mean, I know what I'm going to do is not sign a petition because I believe that people do deserve first time water, first time sewer in Quemado, in the Quemado area, northern part of Quemado. I believe they do deserve it. I believe they've paid their share of taxes and deserve those improvements. And we are going to have an opportunity to further increase our community's capacity for growth. Some of the houses are getting a little expensive in the city. What if, we want to move out a little bit of the city? Having those sewer lines, having those water lines paid for by a grant is going to be very convenient, guys. Sum it up. Just remember, who's out here to confuse you? Who's out here to lie to you? Who's out here to manipulate the way you vote, what you sign, what you petition for? It's 2023, guys. Your worst enemy could be that person right next to you, telling you, hey, come sign this petition. And you could have a cousin in Quemado that desperately needs that water. I mean, this is not the first time we've caught these individuals lying. It's not going to be the last time, I'm sure. But videos don't lie. Screenshots, we got them. Hope you're not trying to delete videos and everything. So if you haven't already started following us, be sure you follow us. So whenever we drop that article later on today, we'll work on it, have it ready for everybody to read. We'll have a copy of the declaration there, of course, so you guys know. We'll have the video so y'all can see. It's just, it's just too funny not to laugh at. But you be the judge. I've never tried to be a person that influences what your decision is, but I do think that you can make the correct decision if you're given all the information to make that decision. So that's what I'm trying to do. There's still another secret out there, though. It's going to be interesting. Stay tuned. You can't show all your cards, right? That's enough for today, guys. Thank you. I guess Primates never showed up to talk to us, so we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you guys for standing by. We had a good crowd, almost over 30 live viewers through the majority of an hour and a quarter. So I appreciate that. And guys, I just hope I'm able to give you guys good content, good information for you guys to use in when you make decisions. And if there is anything that you guys would like me to take a look at, go ahead and send it to me. We can take a look at it for you and see how we can be, of help, trying to show just the people the truth. That's it. One of the most famous verses in the Bible, the truth shall set you free. And I strongly believe that. And those that fight with lies cannot stand at the feet of those that fight with the truth. I'll leave you with that, guys. Thank you for joining us. This was the Ruiz Peace podcast, playing on the Maverick Times. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one. Signing off. Enjoy the fights. Have a drink. Have two.